Welcome to the home stretch of At the Half with your girl Jackie Rae right here on CBTV Radio, 950 Lounge, everywhere you hear your podcast. Make sure you follow me everywhere, especially IG and Twitter at JRae the Fanatic. So look, I know this probably sounded crazy at the beginning of the show when I said that I don't think Kanye is as crazy as we think. There is some truth to that. He had his presidential rally on the 19th in Charlotte, South Carolina. Okay, so he looked crazy. I will give you that. He looked crazy. He showed up in a bulletproof vest that said security on it. If you're running for president, boo-boo, your shirt shouldn't say security. But there were some things that I liked. He had an all-black security detail. He made points that made sense, but probably are not popular. So let's just get into it. So one of the things he talked about, one of the things where he literally looked a little crazy, but I think him looking crazy at this moment was just our society and our inability to really appreciate that men, specifically Black men, it's okay for them to be emotional. It's okay for them to cry. At the same time, when you kind of think about, oh, I almost did to my daughter what my dad wanted to do to me, I totally understood his tears. So the question comes up, are you pro-choice or are you pro-life? Kanye, in my opinion, presented probably one of the most logical answers to that question. And I'll legit admit it's the first time I had to say to myself, you know, you don't have to be either. You can literally be in the middle. Some people are like, oh, it's a woman's right to choose, which is basically pro-choice, or oh, it's no one has a right to take a life. And there's literally no one in the middle. But he said, I would never say that it should be illegal. It should not be illegal to have an abortion. However, there should be options for people to have a child, basically trying to say that a lot of people abort their kids because they're not financially able to do so. Michael Jackson told you that if you can't feed the baby, then don't think maybe, don't have the baby. So he says that people who single mothers should get $1 million. And of course, the crowd gasped. This is another one of those moments that it was an excellent idea, but it wasn't well thought out. There's no government on the planet that would just say, hey, every single mother, I'm going to give you $1 million. Do you know how many single mothers we would have out here all of a sudden? Just truly educated women who have a plan, who are on a career path would suddenly find this shortcut. That's not what he was trying to say. And I'm speaking because I could see you, if you watch the video, you could kind of see his heart. You can kind of see his mind going. But he's saying taking the life of a child should not be an option simply based on your finances. You should have an opportunity for abundance. You should have an opportunity to not starve to death, not depend on the government, things of that nature. Brilliant idea, horribly stated, but brilliant idea. Again, not crazy at all. He would have to really figure out a way to present that in a way that it made political sense. I do want to address one that got Black Twitter kind of pissed off. But once again, technically, Kanye West was right. Ugh, it hurts me to my soul to say that. But he said Harriet Tubman didn't really free the slaves. She just helped them escape to work for different white people. Now, hold on. I can hear you in my head. But I know she ain't trying to say he was right about that. Yes, I am. I'm trying to say that statement on a basic level, I'm not talking about digging deep and going in the trenches and saying, oh, what about? No, on a basic level, that statement is factual. Because when you think about what's freedom, at least as most of us perceive it, is financial freedom. Financial freedom is when you can kind of write your own ticket. My brother has financial freedom. My brother owns his own business. Ain't nobody walking in there firing him. He might walk in there and fire people, but nobody's going to fire him. He can dictate his own destiny. But when you go from being in physical bondage to being in financial bondage, meaning that you are dependent on white people to give you money, technically speaking, that is not freedom. Technically speaking. So if she would have moved slaves to a Black community where they really are a community, where they have a infrastructure where other Black people can get jobs, they can get educated, and they can build and grow together, then she would have totally freed them. Technically, on a basic level, she did not. She removed them from bondage. But she didn't help them get to freedom. I hope that makes sense to you guys. Because when he said it to me, I was like, what the heck? Oh, he might have a point. In my opinion, if Kanye can find him an Olivia Pope who can train him how to speak, because the man can't speak at all. He can rap, but he can't speak at all. His public persona is terrible. But if y'all can give him, take the crazy 2020 out of his head, stop having him wear the security vest. I like the black security because you're trying to win the black vote. I like the black security guards. But really get him to really be methodical in what he's saying, deliberate in what he's saying. He could speak to the masses, y'all. He could have a shot. I don't think he's going to do it. I think he's too egotistical to admit that he needs help in those situations. But if he did, I could see Kanye becoming the next, because y'all said, a lot of y'all said that Trump would never win. A lot of y'all said he's stupid. He doesn't have the experience. He can barely speak in public. All of that was true about 45. Why couldn't it be true about Kanye? I'm not on Team Kanye for president yet, but I'm telling you, between Joe Biden and Trump, we literally have dog poop and horse poop. It's still poop.